Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about the crime picture this week, and specifically the information in Chapter 2. We're going to talk about UCR reporting and NIBRS reporting. UCR reporting really being a 100,000-foot view of the crime picture. It's going to be a generalistic perspective of crime, and the NIBRS reporting being a very specific perspective of crime, specifically talking about the victims and the involved parties associated with the crime picture. Bear in mind, the UCR reports talk about Part 1 and Part 2 crimes. Part 1 crimes being your murders, your rapes, your robberies, your aggravated assaults. Your Part 2 crimes being burglaries, your larcenies, motor vehicle thefts, and arsons. Your NIBRS reports are going to talk a lot more about those generally, but they're going to dig far deeper into what the crime picture is, meaning what are the more salient causes of crime and what are the more affected individuals doing relative to the crime problem, and how do they participate in the criminal activity? Are they witnesses? Are they victims? Are they suspects, or are they just involved on the periphery? We're also going to talk about crime trends and how things have evolved from the 30s when we started to really collect data all the way up until the present day, where we started to see in the 30s and the early 40s a crime drop in terms of crime rates per 100,000 people in a population segment. And in the 60s to the 80s, where we saw a spike in criminal activity. And over the last probably 20 to 25 years, we've seen another drop in crime rates. However, we're starting to see an interesting uptick in violent crime in some areas of the country, Chicago being one of them. So we want to dig a little bit deeper and find out what some of those causes are and why we're seeing differentiations in the crime rate across the country. You should also read the section entitled Multiculturalism and Diversity on page 39, as well as one of the things that we'll be covering this week is the National Crime Victimization Survey. We're going to talk about why it's done and why it represents an occurrence of all crimes, whether they're reported or not, and it'll also speak to what's considered the dark figure of crime. We'll also cover special categories of crime, including crimes against women, and also want you to read over the Violence Against Women's Act on page 47. Some of those special categories include crimes against the elderly, hate crimes, organized crime, drugs, computer crimes, and terrorism, of course. Also remember, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and after you've completed reading this entire chapter on data and specificity, the data only tells one side of the story. It doesn't really reveal the people or the victims and how crime has affected their quality of life. So always keep it in perspective. Use the data to do your due diligence to try to draw a general picture. But let's not forget who it is that crime affects each and every one of us, each and every day. Don't forget there's also a quiz this week. You'll see that quiz and a special announcement come up during the course of the middle of the week that you'll be responsible for completing by the end of the week. More will be coming associated with that in terms of instruction on the quiz and how to take it. It'll be done through Blackboard. It'll be on Chapters 1 and Chapter 2. So have a great week, and if you certainly have any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I'll connect with you during the middle of the week. Enjoy the chapter reading. It's good stuff, and I'll connect with you again during the week. Talk with you soon. Bye.